The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed in this podcast are the content creator's own and do not represent the views, thoughts, and opinions of Essex County College. The material and information presented here is for entertainment and informative purposes only. It should not be considered as professional advice or a substitute for seeking professional guidance.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Digital Outcast. We got the film club with us today. Everybody introduce themselves. No?
Hi, my name is Mariana and I'm the president of the film club.
My name's Angie and I'm the vice president of the film club.
My name's Isa.
My bad.
My name's Isa. I'm the new appointed treasurer of the film club.
The new appointed treasurer. What
Yes,
happened there?
I cannibalized somebody else's job today.
Who was it supposed to be? It was supposed to be you said?
No,
Me.
I lied. It's Mari.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But you guys needed a treasurer, though. You guys are pretty bad
I
with
can't
money.
count. I don't know why
Whoa, what do you mean
Why
pretty
would you
bad with
say
money?
that?
I can't count. Why was I the one who was the treasurer?
My point exactly.
But I also can't write, so why was I the secretary? So it was a...
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I know you guys were talking about you guys got a lot of things going on this semester, especially for film club. You guys want to dive into that a little bit? What's going on with that? Because I'm supposed to be in there, but I haven't showed up in a bit, so just so you guys,
Yeah,
just so
we know.
I can't catch up myself, you know.
Yeah, so this semester we have a couple things lined up.
Okay.
Right now we are currently working on 2 1 minute short films. We divided ourselves into 2 groups.
Okay.
And yeah, and we're kind of doing that.
Do you think the 1 minute format is better than what you guys tried to do in the past? Or?
So we're doing 1 minute because we want to just see. We're doing 1 minute as of right off the bat because we want to see how people work in productions, if people know what productions are like, just so people have a small scale understanding of a production. Meanwhile, and then at the end, we also have a 5 minute short film called Yearn that Isa actually wrote. So yeah, so we're preparing for that. So that the short films, the 1 minute short films, are to prepare for what a production is like, so we can do the.
So you guys are using
Yeah.
the 1 minute format just to introduce people to filmmaking.
Exactly.
Okay,
Mhm.
not to rush
And-
into anything, not to.
And so people know what parts of filmmaking they are most interested in, and that way we don't go into a full production with people who are unprepared.
So just not to get too ambitious right off the back. Just
Exactly.
to everybody. Okay, cool. Anything you want to say?
We also have another project we're doing a film called Yearn that is also Isa's
yeah,
project.
okay.
Oh,
She
she
mentioned
mentioned
it.
it.
But she didn't go into
She
detail.
didn't go into
Go
detail,
ahead.
so if you want to elaborate.
Well, we'll let the director go into
Okay,
it.
yeah, Mr.
Oh,
Director,
shucks.
man. You tell us.
So yeah, that's our first major project for the film festival happening in April. We want to show as many projects as possible from the film club, which is what the short films are for. But Yearn is our first dive or
Urine
take.
or urine?
Yearn.
Urine. 'Cause
Why?
They made it sound like urine. So I
Well,
guess
no, it's okay. It's not a freaky movie. It's YEARN. Yearn.
Yearn,
Yearning
okay.
for love. Yearning
Oh,
for.
okay.
Which is what the.
Is it the one that you had that we did for script class? No. it's
No. That one was about a serial killer.
Oh, okay.
And that one is like a 2-hour film. So
Oh,
that
production.
we're not ready for that.
Okay.
No, but this one is a 5 minute maximum kind of a thing. And actually, what the president said, we want to give people as much practice going into it as possible because that's our debut. Think of that as like the big stamp from the film club.
Okay.
So
okay.
it's our big thing to be like, hey, this is what we're capable of doing. So, I'm very excited for that project. I wrote the script over the winter, and I'm currently in the middle of finishing up the storyboard so that we can have a meeting soon enough. So, yeah, the film club will be breaking that down
Okay.
more and more.
And in terms of production, who's breaking up what? Who's actually in charge of what?
What do you mean?
For example, you guys are doing 2 short films, right? 2
Mhm.
1 minute short films. Who, are you guys splitting that into teams?
So
or-
yeah, so we split it into 2 teams, mine and Angie. Did you want to say? Go on. Yeah, so we split it into 2 teams, mine and Angie's, mostly because so we could both help out, right? But
Okay.
I know in my team I took more of a producer role because I wanted to let the people in the club to actually do, because I've directed, we've done all the stuff, so we
I
want
feel
to
like
let them.
you fit the producer role very well.
We want to let them test their waters and see what they want to do, and we let them choose their roles. At least in the group that we're doing, that's why we separate each other.
So you guys want to give a
But
little
in-
peek of each of your movies?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but what
Come on,
what
Angie.
role did you take in your?
Well, I'm assistant director for my group. Our thing is about an imaginary friend who has an imaginary friend.
Yeah.
But yeah, and
Imaginary friend that has
It's-
an imaginary friend.
exactly.
So it's like an Inception.
Kind of no,
No?
not at all. Actually, it. I don't know how to describe.
We'll come
it,
back
but
to you,
yeah.
Mariana. What's your what's your team's?
So we actually came up. When I say we, Will was actually in the room with us.
Oh, Will
Came up with. No,
No,
who was it? I
wasn't
don't know.
Will.
They introduced
Will
it
didn't
to
come
us.
up with it at all. It was
They
me. I
introduced it.
came up with it.
Okay, Angie and Will actually had come up with this, but
Okay.
for some reason, we took that idea,
And you guys ran with it.
which is about what's it about? It's about being stuck in this menial life.
Okay.
You know, when you are dreaming of bigger things, when you're dreaming of other things.
Okay, cool.
I'm acting in that one.
Oh, you're
Are
acting.
you?
Yeah, of
So you
course.
said
he
you're
is.
doing one.
Well, if it's on 2 different days,
Of
then
course
yeah.
Wait, it's not gonna be on 2 different days.
Of course, the drama nerds.
We
acting in it.
canceled you.
What do you mean drama nerd? Excuse me,
The theater nerd.
theater nerd.
Yeah. You know how that was something in high school, like drama nerd, theater nerd.
I actually never faced any bullying from that because
You should have.
we didn't have a theater group back in my high school.
Really?
So,
Did
yeah,
you go
it
to
was
high
not a
school
thing.
here?
No, I went to high school back home.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. They
Yeah,
don't really.
we don't have any of this. Arts are kept away from the
secret.
children.
So then, for his project, then are you guys
Like
collaborating all on it, or is
Yeah,
he
that'll be
picking
the-
certain people on?
Yes, so that's why we're doing the 2 short films, so we can get everybody prepared, and
Oh,
then
okay,
we
nice,
could
nice.
all together
Mhm.
work on Issa's script.
And that's not a stopping point. That's like the first stage
Mhm.
in a bunch of other stuff. So we, this time around, the film club decided to go for a calendar for the year rather than
Okay.
just a semester. So there are bigger projects after that as well.
So it's gonna be like is this
Mhm.
simultaneous projects? Or are these worked on?
No,
the
no,
same
no.
time?
There's gaps
There's
between
steps,
them, but the short stuff, those are simultaneous. Those are
Okay,
like,
yours is coming like afterwards, whenever.
well, technically we're showing all of them at once, correct?
The ones that we're gonna have a film festival at the end of the semester.
I thought
the
it was
ones-
the end of the year.
No.
No.
It's in
No.
End of the
April.
semester.
No, because
Oh.
Angie's leaving in this semester. It's the last
Oh,
semester.
that's true. You are leaving.
So at the end of the semester, in roughly late April, if I'm not mistaken, I
Yeah.
think it's the 25th,
25th.
or 6th.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just gonna show these short films, and then Yearn, and then
Mhm.
what we did last semester as well.
Oh, okay. Okay. Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I should show up to film more often, to be honest.
Yes, you
Yes,
should.
you should.
Yes, you
I
should.
Man, it's not my fault. Though. I've been busy.
It is your fault.
No,
is
no,
my-
it is your fault.
it- wow. Thanks.
Cut to
guys.
it's literally 3:00. He's in his bed, like, oh, I wish I was doing something right now.
Oh, because here's the thing, right? The huge gap I have between classes, I just use that to go home, and I end up like.
Just come to the club.
I know I should, but here's the thing, right? I go home, and then I end up wanting to like stay in bed because I'll stay in bed the entire time. And then I look at the time, I'm like, damn, like I probably should go back for club. And then I get too comfortable. I'm like, I don't even want to get up right now, so I don't even leave the house until
he
like.
just
You're
said-
lying because
he
when
just
we had the
admitted
club
he hated
fair, we told you
Yeah,
we had
he
10
just
did.
minutes
Yeah.
until club started. And you're like, yeah, I'll be there.
Because I went to eat something, and then I had to do this too, so that's
No.
why I couldn't make it.
I need a boo sound effect right now on that.
Ooh, I don't even.
You don't even have it. It didn't even work. The volume's down.
It's not even
I'll
my
do
thing.
it. I'll do it with my mouth. Boo!
Ooh.
Boo!
Wow, on my own podcast, that's
Yeah.
insane.
Yep.
But no, I've actually been working on like my own film too.
What have you been doing?
We don't care.
Oh,
We would if you came, but
I know. I'm planning on showing it to you guys and stuff. But the thing is, like, since
no, we
I've-
would.
We'll
would
close
love
our
to.
eyes.
No.
No, go ahead.
No, we would love to see it if you do have a final product, and not only you but your listeners. If you guys will have projects that you guys would like to show here at ECC,
Oh yeah,
at the end of
definitely. If you
April?
guys are all inspiring filmmakers yourselves, don't forget to tune into Film Club. You know, go show up.
Mhm.
To
It is open, by the way. Like the
Yeah, it's an-
film festival is for
it's for
everybody around
everybody who
campus.
has.
So there'll be flyers with QR
Mhm.
codes eventually to submit your things.
And what steps have you guys taken towards the film festival? Like, what's
we got our poster
Oh, yeah.
and our poster.
The poster is ready, but this
the
is not
poster is ready?
it's not a video podcast. I would have shown you the poster, but yes, we have a poster.
Oh, okay, cool.
We also
cool.
have a poster. I don't know if I
Oh,
said
wow.
that, but
Right,
That's
right,
great, guys.
right.
I love that for y'all. But, anyways, yeah. Like whenever I get my film done, I'll show you guys. But I don't think it's gonna be like with you guys, unfortunately, because I just don't have time. And you guys seem like you guys are so busy already, so I don't want to like put my thing in there and then like have you guys like all messed up.
Right.
No, I'm being serious.
Right. Excuses.
I wish I had-
excuses.
we know it can come in for you guys, but you know.
You don't want to.
Angie's looking at me like I'm crazy.
No, Angie's looking at you like we know you're full of BS.
I'm full of BS. Oh damn.
That's why you have a podcast.
That's why I have the podcast, so I can talk BS all day. But yeah. So whenever I get around to that, I'll show you guys.
What is your idea though? Why don't you break that down?
So for me, in terms of filmmaking, my ideas, like my theme, I'm pretty into horror right now.
Who isn't?
I guess,
Me.
yeah. Like my
Awesome.
Oh, never mind. Never mind.
yeah, I figured. But basically, yeah, all my ideas.
What does that mean?
Yeah, we're just gonna let that slide.
No, not like I figured in a bad way. I'm like, okay, you guys don't necessarily talk about doing horror films. You guys talk about the short films. You know what I mean? So I figured
Nah, I think you
No,
you
last
call them
semester we were
coward.
gonna do two short horrors if it hadn't fallen through.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, no, yeah,
You remember.
because every time you guys talked about making films, it always turned out to be like a drama or like some serious thing or like some weird like I don't know.
Some weird. Whoa.
I mean, not weird, but
And
like
you can
it
let it
turns out
slide?
to be like
No,
very
I can't
psychological
say
type
anything.
stuff. So I was like,
Is
oh,
that not
Yeah.
part of the horror category?
that could be, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
Psychological horror. That's
Yeah.
literally in the name.
Yeah.
yeah, but like my thing is more like actual like gory, bloody type of stuff.
Oh.
I
yeah,
love
that's
blood.
where that's the route I want to go with.
How y-
So basically, I have like a murderous clown thing going
Yeah.
on. That's the script that I have.
Yeah, don't bring it here.
Oh, I was gonna say bring it here.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to show
I
you
want to
guys.
read it. I want to read that.
I should have brought them to show you guys, right? That'll be on the next episode with you guys.
We should do a table read on your episode.
That's what I was thinking too. Yeah. So I have a murderous clown one. I have like a killer ex. Like she's upset that her man cheated on her, so she kills him and stuff.
Okay.
Then I still want to do the. So for example, one serial killer goes around trying to kill this girl. The girl's like a counter serial killer, and she's like, "Well, actually, I'm about to kill you because I know you're a serial killer. So now I'm gonna kill you." So that's the one I've been trying to work on for the longest time, but I haven't gotten around to that.
Okay.
But yeah, so all of mine are based on horror.
That's
themed.
interesting.
Yeah, all gore themed and all that. So
I also find it kind of funny that you say that our projects are mostly drama and non-horror because when we talk when we talk to people about coming up with ideas, that is the first genre that most people pick.
no,
is
but here's
horror.
the funny when I
Because
was
it's supposed allegedly, right? The easiest one to do is horror. Oh, let's do a killer. That's what most people try and
Yeah.
do.
that was
is
funny because
horror.
the first time I was in film club with you guys, I remember I was shot down for my idea real fast.
Is that why you didn't come back?
that was at the beginning of last semester.
Did we
What was
shut
your
it down?
idea?
No, you guys didn't shut it down, but it was like other people like.
Yes,
trying
when we broke into
when we broke
groups.
into groups and everybody was like, "Oh no, I don't want to do horror. Like I don't like horror. Like let's do something."
Oh, was this the idea that you had?
Yeah, it was one of the deals. The
clown?
counter serial killer.
You're
Okay.
talking about the psychological one that you wanted to do about the camera people, the directors. And
No,
stuff.
no, not that one. I changed that idea, but it was
He's so full of ideas.
Yeah.
But it was about the girl that was she found out that the
Yes,
guy
the
was trying to kill her.
serial killer. Yeah.
So I
remember.
suggested that and everybody shot that down.
I remember this because I can't remember which group you were in, but I remember this because we ended up doing. We won't say their names, but we ended up choosing two people,
Yeah.
and they also did two horrors. One was about a girl. It was like a Jennifer's Body type of horror.
Oh, that
Right.
was
I
I
won't
remember
say
that
name.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we had another one that was. I forget what the other one was.
About the photographer.
Yes, about somebody who was like being haunted in a way by
Oh,
something.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
hers too.
Mm-hmm. And they were both horror.
It was
It is, as you said,
Yeah,
a lot
it
of
is
people
horror.
believe that it's the easiest one to do because you don't have to. You could do it all silent, you know, because you could go for a silent film and give the horror aspect.
right.
So I guess from that perspective, people feel like, oh, it's easier because I don't have to worry about writing dialogue. I don't have to worry about these things. It's just about getting the angles and getting the
Right.
haunting feel. But I feel like people also take it too easy, and then
Yeah.
it doesn't turn out to be horror enough.
Yeah, because here's the thing. This is why I guess like my definition of horror changed a little bit between mine's and yours guys. Because when I think of horror, mine is like the full like bloody.
Gore, saw type horror.
Yeah, like saw type horror,
Okay.
blood everywhere, gore. You know, extent. You know, not just like psychological stuff, but like more like
Mhm.
physical horror, I guess. So that's why I was like,
Body horror.
yeah. So that's why when you guys were talking about like, oh, like we did horror, I did remember that you guys did that, but to me, they didn't process as horror, just more process more like a psychological thing, like more like you know. So that's why I was like, oh, you guys didn't really suggest horror movies or whatever, because to me, horror is more bloody.
What?
Yeah.
This is the talking about film club.
I know. That's not what I said. I did not do that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
So yeah, I think you have a good idea.
Yeah, so I'm hoping to show it to you guys because I am planning on doing it. It'll all be on my own.
Do you think you could get it done for like film festival maybe?
I'm hoping so.
So by end of April?
Because the script is already done. I already wrote the script out for it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm want to start shooting it. I just need like actors, I guess. So I'll probably use myself or him too. Yeah, I guess since you're in the drama club.
I don't mind signing on.
Yeah, because the thing is, I just need one guy and one girl. Because it's a
Spoiler alert: he won't get it done.
Who won't get it done? Oh,
Damn.
yeah. I'm not gonna lie.
I trust you, David. Listen, not that I know you don't have ambition, but let me tell you something. These productions get hard, and I know you would love to you love to do a one-man show.
I mean, it's not going to be a one-man show. I'm going to have help, but it's not like...
Oh, so not a...
From where?
Just not you.
Oh, so you oh,
It's
wow.
just not you guys.
Damn. You're outsourcing the help too?
I mean, because it's just, you know...
You can't use ISA.
crazy.
We come as a package deal.
Unfortunately, they have me on tight contract.
Really
so
under contract?
I can't. I thought you were going to collab with them, so...
I mean,
sorry.
I'll try. Like, I'll come
A lot
in.
of our projects...
Okay, you don't have to bring it
No,
here.
we're joking. But a lot of our projects are actually a lot of that we have throughout the year. We have one for spring, one for fall.
Uh-huh.
We actually have a lot of for our personal production company that we're going to be doing.
Well, what do you think about Cosmic Horror? Since you're such a horror fan.
I would love Cosmic Horror, to be honest. If I could do something along those lines, that'd be great. But
Like
that's
space horror? Like
No,
space,
no.
what does that mean?
Okay, Cosmic Horror is like this type of horror where it's tied deeply with occult and spirituality. So it's kind of like, let's say, you have the typical ghosts. That's paranormal. That's like the basic of the basic. Then you get the body horror, which is what he's talking about with the gore and like a serial killer, whatnot, and third. And the third kind came about when Gothic architecture was a thing, back in 1600s. And then that led to stuff like Cthulhu or these eldritch beings.
Lovecraftian.
Yeah, H.P. Lovecraft. That's a good example.
Yeah.
H.P. Lovecraft is who invented. He was an author. He invented cosmic horror. It's the idea of, there are beings that are greater than us, but they don't have good intentions for us. So it's almost like, it's a spin on the concept of God in a way, where it's like you think of God as all righteous.
That we're going to do?
It was which is why I brought it up, because I was like, for a writer's room, we could have him if he's interested in cosmic horror, because that's something that's very interesting from a writing perspective. Right. You kind of have to write about these beings that you think would be all righteous because they're all powerful, but they're not.
Because let me tell you guys something. Maybe my directing skills aren't all that, but like I promise you, my writing, when I write these horror films and when I write these like crazy stories, they're on point.
You got to let us read it, man.
I'm going to let you guys read it, but they're really on point. And that's why I really want to work to make it, because here's the thing. I would love to do it with you guys, but I know our visions are not all the same. And I know like it's a little unreliable, for lack of better terms.
Yeah, because in
terms of like the people in the club, like not you guys, but the people in the club.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, not you guys.
Throw everybody into the bus.
No, not them. But it's like, I don't want to leave it up to like...
Let me tell you something, okay? Yeah. When it comes to doing projects, okay, Angie, me, and now Will, we got this in the back. Do you know what I mean?
No, the three of you guys, I'm
saying this because we've done it, okay? Yeah. We've done it, and no, Issa's definitely have been a big help, but I'm talking about like Angie's last project that we did. Yeah. It was mostly me and Angie, and actually Will was somebody who we were getting to know and was actually a big lifesaver. Right.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you guys I can trust, right? But it's like if I'm to work with like the newbies and then I have to work with like the kids in there, like they're not gonna get it done.
The kids in there. The kids in there.
It's kind of funny because
we got two 30-year-olds in there, by the way.
It's kind of funny because we call them kids too.
Yeah. It's like they're not gonna get things done, and especially what I'm trying to do, where mine's is like a little more like intense.
Yeah, but you can always ask for our help separately from club.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I'm like, maybe I won't be in club, but
also you're touting your writing skills, but you're sitting across from like one of the best writers on campus. That's kind of insane for you to say. Angie's writing is brilliant. So we'll be the judge of your writing based on that. This is the golden standard right here.
Yeah.
I love to judge writing, and I can't do that myself, and I love to judge writing. Angie will tell you.
No, I mean, I'm open to feedback and all that. Obviously, that's the point.
You better be.
You better be. Yeah.
But that's the point of having these little, table reads and stuff like that, is to get feedback from each other. And yeah. But I have been working on a lot of scripts. And maybe, like, if I come up with, like, a real short one that we can all do, like, that won't take up too much time, that won't take too much effort, I'll come in the film club and I'll have, have you guys in it. But
speaking of film, What do you guys think about Oscars?
The Oscars.
Did they come out already?
No, the nominations are there. I
Oh.
don't think the results are there.
I
It's gonna
haven't
happen
seen
soon.
what was nominated, so I can't.
I honestly
I actually
don't.
seen Emilia. I actually voiced out with her a bunch of stuff about Emilia Perez because I watched it because they're nominated for a bunch of stuff.
I
And,
watched
I,
it too.
They have 11 nominations,
and I was like,
which is too
gross.
short.
But they're
because they were
They're pulling them out though. They're
Are
pulling. Yeah, because the trans actress in it,
mhm.
she had like a racist past,
Yes.
Mhm.
so they're planning on pulling her out.
Pulling out the nomination?
Yeah.
because she said a bunch of stuff, and also she was trash talking on
Selena Gomez.
no.
not on Selena Gomez. She did say something weird about Zoe Saldana. Like she's like, if I was racist, would I have worked with Zoe Saldana?
Oh wow!
Yeah.
That's like saying I have black friends.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How can I be racist?
But she in Brazil, yeah, they're fighting. And Cole Sprouse once said, if you want to get your career down the drain, say something bad about Brazil. If you want to end your career, yeah,
Right.
say something bad about Brazil and it's over.
She said something about Brazil.
Girl. So I'm still here.
Right.
It's a Brazilian movie, and it's being nominated as well against, and it's running in a lot of categories against.
Same
Emilia
as
Perez.
Emily Perez.
Emilia Perez.
Emily.
Yeah.
Emily.
And
My bad.
and especially in foreign film, right? And the
Mhm.
thing is, Emilia Perez pissed off a lot of Latin Americans, especially Mexicans,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not even being nominated as a Mexican movie; it's being nominated as a French movie, right?
Right.
So all Latin Americans are uniting against Emilia Perez, and we're already being like, yeah, I'm Still Here is our representation of Latin America, because I'm Still Here is about the dictatorship in Brazil that happened,
Right.
right?
Okay.
And a lot of Latin American countries had dictatorships, so they actually relate to that struggle of dictatorship. And so, besides the fact that Emilia Perez was just blatantly offensive towards the Mexican culture, because the directors are like, I don't need to know about Mexican culture.
Yeah.
And
And
he
he was a
literally-
French director who was like, you know what? I'm gonna make this film about Mexican
Mexico,
culture, but
yeah.
I'm not gonna study it.
But you know what's funny about her though? She herself claims to be Mexican. Like she partakes in being like, oh yeah, like I consider myself.
Who's
One-
She's Spanish.
Who's
She's Spanish, but she considers herself Mexican.
Sophia something.
Sophia
This-
Carl.
Oh,
whatever.
Carla
the
Gaston.
lead.
Yeah.
The lead.
Yeah.
Okay. Go
So
ahead.
she's actually from Spain, but she considers herself Mexican.
What?
But then she
Me with Brazil.
and then
I'm actually Portuguese, but I consider myself Brazilian, guys.
You're exempt. It's
that's
okay.
colonizing.
Well, that's what it is.
Hey, we're
Honestly.
getting a little political.
That's not.
I was just-
But even the only Mexican one is Selena Gomez, and she doesn't even speak Spanish properly.
Let me tell you, the uproar about that when they came out, and everybody was like, "Oh, how's she even gonna be in this movie? She can't speak Spanish."
Mm.
But so,
That was crazy.
Fernanda Torres, who is the lead actress for I'm Still Here,
Mhm.
is a Brazilian actress, and she's a
Is
really
she nominated?
popular Brazilian actress.
Yeah, she
She's-
is.
she actually won.
in the Golden Globes.
In the
right?
Golden
Yeah,
Globes,
yeah,
yes.
Yep.
And so, of course, listen, Brazilian fans are crazy. Okay,
Mhm.
if listen,
we-
there's one thing you want your career to be successful, have Brazilian fans, right?
Right.
Brazil is crazy about people, and especially like you see Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Bruno Mars has a whole song about being Bruninho. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because people love Bruno Mars, right?
Yeah.
And Bruno Mars adopted Brazilian culture so much that Brazil adopted him back.
Mhm.
And so because of that, Brazil is really, really strong when it comes to their opinions. And so Carla, what's her name? Sofia Carla Gascon.
Yeah.
She was like, she started trash talking on Fernando Torres. And there's one thing you do not mess with is Brazilian sweetheart. Because
Right.
that's who, even though she's a Nepo baby, she's like super funny. She's
Right.
hilarious. She's not like a mean Nepo baby. She's not like Dakota Johnson or what's her name?
Dakota
Gracie Abrams. Gracie
Well,
Abrams.
okay.
Like these are
Shots
Nepo
fired.
babies. These are Nepo babies that you're like, But
right.
Fernanda Torres, she's Brazil's sweetheart. And this is also Brazil's like comeback because
Mhm.
back in the 90s, Fernanda Torres' mom, who her name is Fernanda Montenegro, she was running against, she also went for the Oscars and she actually lost to, what's her name? She's a blonde actress. She's kind of
Wow,
snobbish.
that narrows it down.
Right.
She's kind of snobbish.
Oh, that narrows it down even more.
She was in Iron Man.
She was in Iron Man.
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Gwyneth Paltrow.
She actually lost to Gwyneth Paltrow against she actually lost
She just had to say Iron Man. Yeah.
She actually lost against Gwyneth Paltrow, and the thing is, Brazil wouldn't have been mad if they had lost. Like I think Kate Blanchett was also running that year in the 90s. They were also like running that year. But the thing is, it was like Romeo and Juliet or whatever the hell it was
Right.
with Gwyneth Paltrow. like,
oh yes,
and where Gwyneth Paltrow went on stage and thanked Harvey Weinstein.
Oh
Yeah,
She did
and-
something weird in her speech.
Yeah. And so Brazil was already like, this is our comeback. Yeah, y'all, this is it. Like, she's taking her, Oscar for her mom, yada, yada, yada. So, like, this is already something that Brazil's already, like, passionate about. And now Sofia Carlega is out here saying that, like, yeah, Fernanda's fans are crazy. And I think it's Fernanda's teams that are trying to get a hate campaign against me. And it's like, no. First of all, you do not. And actually people were, like, discussing of her, Sofia Carlega being taken out of the Oscars.
Yeah.
Because you can't do that. You can't trash talk on your opponents. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's the thing.
Because for example, if then Fernando Torres wins, it could be
Right.
like, oh, it's because she was trash talking them. Or if she loses and Sofia
okay.
Carlega wins, it's like, yeah, she trash talked so much on Fernanda. They can
It manipulates the votes, basically.
It
exactly.
manipulates
You
the
can
vote.
allege that
Oh,
it's.
yeah.
Wait, yeah, that makes sense.
It can allege that it's like, yeah, it's because she trash talked or not, right?
And you know
So
what
you're not
sucks
supposed
too?
to do that.
Because Sophia could have made it, like, could have actually, like, made it if she would never would have gone that route of, like, trash talking and, like, being controversial and stuff.
The thing is,
No,
Because
but
the thing is, I defended her. I didn't 100% like care for her, but I did defend her because there was a lot of people bashing the movie, and the movie
the
was
movie is bad.
the movie's bad, though.
Yeah, the movie
Like,
was bad, but I appreciated
actually
like
told
where she was going with it.
Yes, I actually told Angie. There's
Yeah.
I remember telling her this. The movie had potential to be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the singing that pissed me off.
It's not just the singing. It's just the way it was, the direction that the film went for.
Yeah.
In trying to adapt, because it's an adaptation of a play, I believe, or something
Yeah.
like that. I don't know the
I think it's
specifications.
of a book, right?
No, I believe it was a adaptation of a play because when the initial comparison was happening, people were like, "Oh, both of the films, Wicked and Emilia Perez, come from plays." I'm not sure. Maybe it's not maybe it is a book.
Fact check.
Yeah, fact check me, please. It might be a book, but in any case,
I think I looked it up if it was a real story and it said it's based on a book. It's not even like, it's like loosely based off a book.
Mhm.
The
A
emily's
book
called
of-
Emilia Perez, right?
Yeah, it is called
Yes,
Emilia Perez.
if I'm not mistaken, when I
Because
looked it up, I didn't read
yeah.
into it. I just looked it up to see if it was a real story.
Because
and
the
it's,
initial reaction for the singing was that a lot of people were like, "Oh, it's a musical because it was a play." And in the
Okay.
plays, I could be wrong. I could be mixing up my details with Wicked and this, but in any case, the point still stands. Whether the controversy around the actor happened or not, the movie itself is not worth 13 nominations.
It's not.
There's
It was
17,
really isn't.
17
But I was
categories.
going to give her the flowers. I was going to give the movie its flowers. If it got
Listen,
nominated, I
the
was gonna
fact
be like,
they
okay,
got
cool.
a main actress being a trans woman,
Right, it's a win.
and also her being nominated this many times,
Mhm.
that's a goal in itself.
That's
But
a goal in
she should
itself.
not win for this
Not for this film though.
ugly
Like
movie.
if it was some other film, it'd be like okay.
Yes.
Because think about it like this. This is the craze about it, right?
Right.
1997, Titanic comes out.
Mhm.
Out of the 17 categories, 14 of it, Titanic is nominated for. You're trying to tell me, in Oscar history, this is now only the third film to come even close to breaking Titanic's record of 14 categories. And
I
is
don't think
this
it was
film?
that great to do. Yeah. I
Like-
don't think it was that great to have that many nominations.
No, it shouldn't have.
No.
And the fact that one or two of the categories, it doesn't even deserve to touch. Like for example, it's competing against Wicked for best original score,
Oh,
and I'm like,
the music sucks.
the music
Yeah.
The
sucks.
music's really
Yes.
bad.
I'm sorry.
Like, it's not
Selena's
even-
accent messed it all up
like,
for me.
Yeah.
Wicked, for example, I've never been a Wicked person. I've never been a musical person. But Wicked, I was in, and I think maybe TikTok definitely helped with the spreading of the music. But I was in the song. I was in the theater singing the bits and pieces of
That
like
you knew.
defying
Yeah.
Right.
defying gravity that I did know.
Right.
Like that's what a musical is supposed to do,
Yeah.
right? It's getting people, even people who aren't like musical people,
Yeah. And
to sing it.
to bring that up again, thank you for bringing up the word, because there's musical and then there's rock opera, right? Musical is you have dialogue
Right.
and then it breaks into a song at some point.
yeah.
Rock opera is all the dialogues are written rhythmically, so you're singing all throughout.
Yeah.
Emilia Perez pays no respect to either or.
No.
And it's trying to go for its own format, which is fine. You can do something unique, but do it well, right? And it doesn't do it well.
No, because there's times in Emilia Perez where I thought like they did not need to sing this part.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like there was a scene where Zoe Saldana was talking to like an investigator, and they both start breaking out singing. I'm like, at what point did this require them to sing
Yeah.
about the crime? Like,
And-
what-
And it's not even rhyming. Like nothing.
doesn't rhyme,
There's no
yeah.
tone either. And even
God.
if it wasn't rhyming,
There's this part with
Right.
Selena Gomez where she's singing in the
I
bed.
don't even
I think
know.
we've all seen that
Yeah.
on Twitter.
The thing is, I
Guys,
was excited
it
for
makes
that.
no. If you understand Spanish,
I was excited for that
Listen,
when I saw that.
if you don't understand Spanish, you're maybe like, oh, okay, she's singing with passion. If you understand Spanish, you're like, what is she speaking?
Right.
What the hell is she saying? She sounds.
Yeah.
She sounds like she's mumbling. She's like.
She is mumbling.
She
a lot.
sounds like she's speaking like Simlish or something. It
it
doesn't
does.
sound like Spanish either.
It's not good at all.
When
man.
she's in the, I don't know if you guys seen it on Twitter. It was like,
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I heard snippets of it because the one song went viral.
oh,
Yeah,
that one, exactly.
yeah, that's the one. That's the one. That's
But
the
yeah,
one.
that,
for
that
sure,
part
for
got me
sure,
excited
for,
for
sure.
it. That part got me excited for it. And then when I saw the whole thing, I was
Yeah.
like, I'm so disappointed.
Disappointed.
I was so upset about it.
But yes, that's the thing about this film. It was so Oscar baity, and they took the bait,
It did.
and
Yeah.
it's pissing me off.
It's not even the thing is, it's not even Oscar bait. Like, it's
No.
because there's movies where you're like, oh, that, like that, that's very clearly Oscar bait, right? Like,
Yeah.
there's the way they do the story and the way it's cinematographically written, like it visually, you're like, ugh, this movie just screams Oscar bait, right?
Yeah,
But this one is not even good enough to you're like,
I think-
this screams Netflix movie,
Yeah.
which
Right.
it's what it is.
no, but
It
what,
is.
what I mean by Oscar bait, I think the reason people went for that route of thinking was because of the plot itself. You know, like the way the plot was trying to show like the representation of it all, and then it's like this person who's trying to escape the mafia, and to do it, they're transitioning. I think that part of it all was very Oscar baity to people because they were like,
Oh yeah.
Well,
they
Like
thought that was-
woke. It was woke.
it was trying to be, because there's a good way to do it. There's a
Right.
good way to do representation.
woke.
There's okay, let's put it that way. There's a good way to be woke, right? There's the way where you respect the community. There's a way that
Yes.
you respect the culture.
The thing about Emily Paris, it didn't respect
It didn't
anything.
re-
It didn't
that's what
respect
I mean.
Mexican culture. It didn't respect being. Didn't respect what most trans people were talking about.
Right. Here's the thing, right? That plot is becoming so redundant to me because this happened twice already in movies, right? Where they had like somebody trying to escape like military, escape mafia, and then they used transitioning. To
What
get
other
a-
movie has done that?
There was a movie with what's that chick's name from Fast and Furious? Dom's
That
wife.
that narrows it down.
You guys
so
never
much.
seen Fast and Furious?
No, but if you show me a picture,
Dom's wife?
Dom's wife.
I don't know the actress's name, but I know who you're talking about.
Michelle Rodriguez.
Yes, Michelle
Oh, okay.
Rodriguez.
She did a
I believe
movie
so.
where she was a dude that she was supposed to play a dude who transitioned because she was trying to escape military.
Okay.
So she transitions to a girl, and that's Michelle. That's actually Michelle playing. And I was
Damn.
like, yeah. And I'm like, when I saw Emilia Perez,
can
I
I
thought,
transition into Michelle Rodriguez?
but here's the thing, right? I kind of find that I don't know if it hits you guys the wrong way, but it hits me the wrong way to use transitioning like as a plot
Yes,
device like
as
that.
if, and also is as if, that's the only reason people transition, right? Like as if
Yeah.
there's not psychological things behind it.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I only want to transition because I want to escape the. It's not even the mafia; it's the cartel, and I say this
Yeah.
the cartel because that's one of the reasons why a lot of Mexicans were deeply offended.
Yeah,
It wasn't a regular gang or mafia;
Right.
it was the cartel, which often affects a lot of Mexican families every year, right?
unfortunately.
But using it as a plot device, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It's offensive because it's not even like, it's not like as if like, oh, the person has been conflicted for years and they end up transitioning. No, it's like,
No.
I only want to transition. It's making it seem like transition is easy
Right.
and anybody could do it.
Right.
And especially if you're a criminal, you can just simply transition.
Oh yeah,
and if
that's
it's a type of scapegoat, like to escape
Yep.
your problems, you're just gonna,
Exactly. You do a
Yeah.
transition. Yeah.
like that kind of hit me the wrong way. That's why I wanted to bring it up too, because I know you.
And
guys
if it hits us the wrong way, imagine how trans people feel because that's supposed to be their representation.
right,
Mhm.
Some people
That's-
have never met trans people and that's what they now are going to think of.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
like that one movie where,
oh, you did it because you wanted to escape whatever previous mistakes you made in your life,
exactly.
And I think on that, and
like a clean slate. Sorry.
on that note, I think that they use too much face value of the movie to try to like hype it up too much. They're
Which
like,
is
oh, well,
again Oscar baity because
Yeah.
Zoe Saldana, you know,
right, Zoe Saldana,
plug her into a movie. It's
Zoe
like,
Saldana's
oh,
acting was good. Listen,
Yeah, it
Zoe
was.
Saldana's acting was good, and even Sofia Carlos
and her Spanish is a lot
Gascon's
better than
acting at
than
some
Selena
point.
It's her
Gomez.
first language.
Yeah,
That's true. Yeah,
she's what?
you know she was
Dominican?
born here in
Dominican,
Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was born in Passaic.
wait,
Where I
really?
was from.
Yeah.
Where I'm from.
You're from Passaic.
Passaic, yeah, where
Oh.
all the Mexicans and
Get out.
Hispanics are. So I probably knew her at
So
one
who-
point.
Who do you
know.
think is here?
You probably knew her at one point. Well,
Yeah.
what do you?
I
Yeah,
grew up
buddy.
with her.
Yeah,
Like me and her
buddy.
in the same. We went to the same high
Right.
school together.
Right.
Nah,
of
she was
course.
long gone by the time. But
long gone,
No,
or just a
You
couple
calling her
years
old now? You calling her old now?
isn't she like almost 50 already? How is she?
Whoa,
Like,
whoa,
She's
whoa,
not
whoa!
50.
She don't look a
She's
day
like
over
her-
26. Okay.
no, she looked
She's in
young.
her
as-
30s.
No, she
I
looked
thought
good.
she's
So.
in her like mid-30s to
I thought she was in her
40s.
40s already.
I don't think she's 40 yet.
You know?
Fact check that. Fact check that right now.
Everybody's pulling out their
How do you
phones.
spell Saldana?
SLAO.
46. She's 46.
46.
46?
That's what I'm saying.
She's
She
almost 50.
don't look a day over 26, man. I'm trying to work
40.
with her someday.
Yeah.
I'm trying to work with her someday.
By the time you work with her, she's
Me
going to be in a
with Pedro
wheelchair.
Pascal.
I'm trying to work with him too.
That's the only reason why I'm in this industry, so I could work
With Pedro
with
Pascal.
Pedro Pascal. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's
Oh,
go for that then.
Actually, what do you think of him in Fantastic Four? You saw the trailer?
I saw the trailer,
The
guys.
trailer was so
oh my
good, I
god, it was. Listen, I love retrofuturism.
I'll let them
right?
talk because I want to yap after that. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I actually went into the Discord to tell them I love retrofuturism, right? This is one of my favorite aesthetics, one of my favorite like things. So seeing that trailer, I was like, oh, it
No,
was so bad.
It was so clean. The aesthetic was so clean. It gave you
Yes.
the 60s vibe,
yes.
but also being futuristic.
Yes, retrofuturism. It
So
eats
nice.
so badly, and so.
And I like their outfits too, like their
Yes,
suits.
it kind of goes a little bit into the classics. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
I just
Super
I love it.
classics, 1960s classics.
1960s, because that's where the comics is.
And also, it's the design is not even comic book. It's not just from comic books. I recently saw a picture of the first ever Fantastic Four like TV show, and
yeah,
that was
I know what
done.
you're talking about. It
It's
looks
exactly
just
the
like
same.
that.
It's exactly the
Oh
same.
my god, that's
And that took
iconic.
place in the 60s.
And that took place in the 60s as well. So
Oh.
You haven't watched the trailer? Angie hasn't watched the trailer.
you can speak. You have a voice.
Yeah.
I can't come into the
She's giving us
conversation. I
little-
haven't watched it.
She's over here giving us little cliff notes and stuff.
I need to put this out there in the internet because I've been cooking up a theory.
Oh god.
My theory of why we didn't see Reed Richards' powers in the trailer, because we saw Invisible Woman. We saw Thing is the thing. You
Yeah.
get to see his powers.
Yeah, and
We get to see Human Torch, but you never see Reed Richards. Because
theory?
my theory is that we're gonna get a moment in the film. I
Uh-huh.
think for the majority
I think
of the
it
film,
was. I think realistically, it's because it would break the internet seeing Pedro Pascal in full Reed Richards powers. But that's just
being
me.
able to stretch every part of his body.
Yeah.
But he's Mr. How Long You Need Reed Richards.
Right.
Uh-huh.
That's his common nickname in his comic books.
You
but
just keep
but
stretching it out.
I think he has a 1,500 feet limit for his
I
entire
heard
body.
about that. Yeah.
But also when he's not concentrating,
Yeah.
he's just a pool, by the way. Like he disintegrates into liquid. So
Yeah.
he's actively keeping his body together,
That's true.
which is where my theory comes from, which is that we're not going to see his powers for the majority of the film. And there's going to be a moment where he gets told by Sue or somebody from the family that your powers are not a curse, but a gift. Then he uses it.
They low-key hinted at that in the trailer.
I think he's going to suppress his powers.
Yeah.
And it's going to be because in the trailer he says, I want to go back to a time before
yeah, that's what I
Ben
talking
was a rock,
Yeah.
before Johnny could get on fire, and before you were invisible. And then she assures him.
Like,
But he
he's
never-
always been a rock.
He's always been a-
Yeah, but he never once
Johnny.
mentions his powers. So I have a feeling that he doesn't know he
He's
has
like,
powers.
Oh, I
That
thought-
his consciousness is, because he's very smart. He's the smartest of all the heroes that we've ever seen. I think his powers are being suppressed by his own body,
Yeah.
and he has his guilt because he thinks he's the only one who's unaffected.
Oh.
And so we're gonna
okay.
get a moment where he's told that your gift is your mentality or whatever,
Yeah.
and he lets out, and he finally his powers take hold, and we get
And
to
then he
see.
ends up like a.
We say his full blown stretching.
He just
his-
starts like wiggling everywhere.
Yeah.
All of a sudden.
But the crazy part is people confuse his powers with stretchiness, but it's,
It's
not
not
just that. It's
stretchiness,
not just
yeah.
that. He can change himself to a molecular level,
yeah.
which means he could stiffen, he
I
could
was gonna say
harden.
big dirty
Work,
joke.
girl.
Stiffen and hard and down.
People are talking about he can't handle Sue. Sue can't handle him.
Oh.
It's Reed Richards.
It's re-
Ugh.
do you
And
think of
played
the-
by Pedro Pascal, you guys. You don't
Yeah,
understand.
and
She
paid.
loves that guy.
Yeah.
I do.
So what do you think of like them bringing them all together, like all the Mr. Fantastics and stuff in the?
I'm
Secret
very
Wars?
excited.
When?
In the Secret Wars.
In
the-
Secret Wars.
Oh, I haven't seen that. I haven't.
Well, that's like
I tuned out.
2027.
I tuned out Marvel. Can I be
Yeah.
honest?
How dare you? How
She
dare
tuned back
thee.
in when Pedro Pascal and then.
That's exactly it.
That's
Well,
You're
we're gonna
so
see a
right.
lot more of him, so you better tune back in.
Right, yeah, he's gonna be in all those.
He's the main one. His son
Because
will be the main one.
Marvel was pissing me off.
Because the
Yeah,
theory
me
is
too.
now that something's gonna happen to their universe that it destroys their universe, and they have to come to the main MCU.
Okay, you want spoilers or no?
Huh?
You want potential spoilers or no?
I
I
read
don't-
them all the time. I'm just like,
Yeah.
If
when it
they're
comes to that.
theories, they're not spoilers. If it's not,
Listen, my track record has been great. I made 13 predictions for Endgame. I was 12 for 13. Okay, I'm not gonna lie.
what was
But
the one thing you said that didn't?
that didn't
come true?
happen was that
That he
Steve
got
is
them
not
right
gonna
now.
go back to Peggy, and
Ugh,
they did the thing.
I wish
They-
it were true.
Yeah, he went back to Peggy.
Wow.
That disappointed me too. But
But yeah,
What was that?
she doesn't like that Steve went back to Peggy. She wanted Steve Bucky to be a thing.
Even listen,
That's not the story.
of course I'm Steve Bucky. I'm a Steve Bucky shipper, but I also really appreciate what they did with Peggy Carter's storyline
Yeah.
in Agent Carter,
Yeah.
and it just pisses me off. They just destroyed that for
You did.
multiverse or whatever.
In fact, there's a moment in one of the other, within Infinity War Endgame, where he does go back, he sees Peggy, and there's a moment where he's reflecting. Yeah, it is in Endgame, and you think that, and he goes away. He doesn't interact with her. So you're like, visually, they kind of was telling us that, oh no, he's done.
Yeah, he moved
Because
on.
his facial expressions were like, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
Not that, I'm thinking about.
I'm done,
coming
but I
back.
think it was like, oh, she's moving on. I'm not
Right.
gonna come back here and do this to her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna ruin
Because
her life.
and he also finds out that she had children.
She
When he
did.
meets Peggy in one of Captain America movies when she's really old, he finds out that she married and then she had kids.
No,
Right.
I think it's in
Because that girl is supposed to be her
Winter
granddaughter.
Civil War. No, Civil War. It's in Civil War.
Who's that girl
He
that's
gets a
supposed to be her
text.
daughter?
it's her niece.
Niece,
Her niece.
It's,
Her niece.
That was weird.
Yeah, he ended up falling in love with her.
Yeah.
No, I'm in love.
They
just
kissed.
kissed.
They
That's
kissed.
it.
That's it. Okay.
And I think they realized how weird that was, so they'd never
They-
build back on
but
that.
what they did with her was crazy because they made her some type of like mafia leader in
Yes, in
in
Winter
Shang-
Soldier.
Winter Soldier. Yeah.
And I think
Falcon and
for-
Winter Soldier. Yeah.
Yeah.
in Falcon. Yes. But I think in the comic books she does go that route.
She does?
Sharon Carter. Yeah, she does go
Sharon, that's her
Sharon
name.
Carter. But yeah, I think for Fantastic Four, we know Galactus isn't there. The trailer shows Galactus.
Yeah.
And the crazy part is throughout the launch of that trailer, if you go and watch the 10-minute launch podcast that they did with the actors before the trailer came out,
Yeah, I saw that one.
they kept saying Future Foundation. They kept saying that over and over and over and over. And if anybody has read comic books, Future Foundation doesn't happen until Reed and Sue have their
A
children,
kid, yeah.
right? And their child is Franklin Richard, who
Which I'm gonna
is
let him explain it, but
yeah,
I know 'cause he's
he's
excited.
he is extremely powerful. This guy makes Galactus his lapdog
Yeah, he makes whole
at the age of
universes.
13,
Yeah.
and at the age of 4, he was making universes.
Yeah.
So there's a moment in the comic books where Franklin Richards is so pissed off at whatever happened, and he just goes, "To me, my Galactus," and Galactus literally comes and does whatever Franklin Richards wants to do.
You know, they say they are gonna introduce the kid because if you pay attention, she looks pregnant in the trailer.
She does look pregnant in
It
the
looks like
trailer.
she's walking funny and stuff.
Yeah,
So she definitely looks like
and not just that. If you know anything about Marvel,
Yeah.
if they're showing you the big bad in the very first trailer,
right.
that's probably not the big bad.
It's
So
gonna be somebody else.
I have a feeling Galactus is coming
Yeah.
because he senses the birth of Franklin Richards.
Yeah.
And that's what leads to the multiverse of it all. Because Franklin Richards is one of those unique beings.
Yeah.
There's only one of one for the whole multiverse. There's
That's
only
true.
one
So
Franklin.
he's like a Nexus being, basically.
Yep. Like, no, Nexus is when...
There's only one
No.
per universe.
No. Nexus is like Scarlet Witch, which is that no matter what universe you're from, you will become the Scarlet Witch in that universe.
Oh, okay.
What you're talking about is America Chavez, which is a new term. It's unique being.
Okay.
Because like Galactus, same thing. There's only one of him in the whole multiverse. America Chavez is one of those.
Okay, that's true.
Of
Yeah.
course, of course.
Of course, yeah.
And then you have anchor
like-
beings.
Anchor beings. No,
Which
but that's
is-
new to Marvel.
that's new to Marvel.
That's new to the MCU.
That's new to MCU.
But
Which
to Marvel comics
for us, it's
lore,
Spider-Man. For
Yeah.
our anchor being is Spider-Man.
Yeah. In
Tom
terms of
Holland.
comic book lore, it's a whole different.
It's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But yeah. So that was fun. Talking about that for like a hot minute. So, any other movies you guys are excited to see? Because that went on for a while. I didn't expect to talk about that for a while. But
Girl, you got Yapperine over here.
I
You
know.
did,
Listen,
we did.
I was trying not to
Look.
yap too much, but you know,
and the thing is, he talks about
No,
nerds. He
word.
knows I'm a big nerd too, so he talks about superheroes and stuff. I'm in there. I'm down. I'm in there.
you gonna make me a regular?
Huh?
You're gonna make
Yo,
me a
actually, I kind of like this format where we talk about like film and stuff. So this should be like a film like episode, like we do like once in a while.
You mean my podcast? you mean my podcast that I'm trying to get going?
Well,
Nobody
you're-
wants your podcast, Isa.
Okay, never mind.
But I think it'll be a cool thing to have you guys come in just to talk about film specifically.
You
'Cause
guys, just these two.
Angie didn't
I
say
haven't said a single
anything.
thing.
Well, she
Sorry,
can
me.
she can start. You know, she can figure things out.
Okay.
To figure things out is insane.
I mean, she's growing. You know what I mean? It's baby steps. You know, she starts off not knowing, and then she knows at the end. You know.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it'd be cool to do that with you guys.
No, you should have Will next.
Huh?
You should have Will next, so that way it'll be one yapper and two people who are not so yapper.
All right, I'll have him on the next one. What you say, Will? He's over there in the corner somewhere.
Yeah, he's in the corner sulking.
Somewhere.
Sulking?
You can see it from here.
He's so sad.
Yeah,
that
but they can't see the audience.
Oh,
My listener,
you want to say something?
my one fan.
it won't pick up. He has to like be. We
Oh,
can't
you
hear
can
you.
a little bit.
Hey, I've been sitting in the corner this whole time.
You know what? You should have him on when you want to talk about Invincible.
I've been actually watching that lately. I started watching it the other day. Boring as by the way.
Oh my! What?
Damn, don't
What?
say that in front
No,
of
where's the
Will.
crickets? Where's the crickets at?
Okay, I'm not. The first episode. The first episode lost me.
The first episode? Wait,
first-
wait. Season 3 first episode?
No, season 1 first episode.
Oh, hell no. Oh, hell
Hold
no.
on. Hold on.
I have to watch it. I have to watch the
I
whole
definitely listen. I understand how these shows that have like 9 episodes per season each 3 years kind of get a little
Mhm. They're improved
not
now.
boring,
Yeah.
but like it gets a bit of like, ugh, I gotta go back to this and I gotta watch it again. I understand.
thing. Yeah.
But you can't say I watched Invincible for everybody before I knew that everybody was watching Invincible, and I don't watch animated stuff. Anybody who knows me knows I don't watch animated stuff.
Yeah.
And I know I was interested. I was sad
I have to watch the whole
for
episode,
Invincible.
but like
for
the
Invincible.
first episode.
So
You didn't even finish the episode?
Because here's the thing:
Jeez.
the first half of the first episode is the security guards just yapping for like a good minute, and then something happens,
I can't
and then
remember what
nobody
the
comes
fuck
in
I
yet
am.
until like.
Oh, I know what you're
Since it
talking
came
about.
out.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. But no, it's just good. It's not that bad.
I'll-
Invincible,
okay.
and I'm gonna
I'll
sit
finish,
here
I'll
as somebody
finish.
who doesn't watch animated stuff,
Uh-huh.
and Invincible is good because I was sad
Okay,
for watching Invincible.
I'll finish it.
But not in terms of animation. I will say that. In terms of animation, they.
No, I'm saying
yeah.
in terms of story wise.
But yes, story-wise,
the story
yes,
has
yes.
to convince
It's peak.
me to watch an animated
I'll
stuff.
finish it. Okay, I'll finish it.
Yeah.
To watch something animated, the story has to convince
The
me
boys,
that I
on the other
forget.
hand, that has me hooked.
The boys.
The boys.
That has- I'm so excited to see what jokes they're gonna rip from all the
From-
the stuff that happened over
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Go
I'm
ahead.
still- I'm
You want to
still
talk about the
season
boys?
No.
No,
You've not, have you
I've
seen the boys?
I love
Okay.
the boys. It's actually
Yeah.
super
You
good.
like
I just
it?
haven't
Yeah.
seen the newest.
I'm still
season.
on the first season, but
Did you watch Gen V?
Girl, what are you
No.
doing? I watched
You
Gen
have
V.
to.
Gen V, I heard is
Yeah.
really good.
Unfortunately, I thought because they first marketed it as it's not gonna be tie-in, it's gonna be on something, but then they
But
had
now
like
in the
4
last
different
season-
rewrites, and now it's completely tied in. And there's a character in Gen V who will be very important for when they want to finally.
Now in the
Go
last
up
season,
against
they had a
Homelander.
bunch. In the last episode of the last season of The Boys, they had a bunch of Gen V characters actually come in.
Well, okay, the
Wait,
ones
no
that
spoilers, no
last minute,
spoilers?
last
no
minute.
no spoilers.
Sorry.
The ones who did come in,
100% spoilers. It was these people who had these facts.
yeah. The ones who did come in though, one of them plus there's another character who wasn't shown in the main season but was the main character of Gen V. Those are critical characters, and I have a strong gut feeling that they'll be needed when we want to go up against Homelander. When we finally want to get Homelander done.
So Homelander's officially a villain. Like he's.
He's been a villain since the beginning.
What
No,
are you
I mean, no, I
yapping
figured-
about?
no.
Wait, how much of Boys have you seen?
I'm still on the first season.
Oh,
You could have watched the
okay.
first episode and
Yeah,
you
I know,
understand that
he's-
he's the
he
villain.
took-
No,
He
because
took down the plane, and then he's trying to cover it up and trying to be like, "No, what are you talking about?"
yeah,
Yeah, but that's
That's where
villain
you're at.
behavior.
It is villain
he's in
behavior.
season 1. That's why.
Yeah, but
No,
I
no,
haven't
but-
seen him full blown out villain yet. Like
Okay,
right now, he's
but-
still like doing like some shady stuff.
I understand what he's saying though, because in season 1 there is a moment where literally the first episode where Billy Butcher is so pissed off at all these characters, all these
Yeah.
heroes, but the one hero he says is a saint is Homelander.
Right,
so
right.
Season 1, in the first 4 episodes at least, it's built to make you think that Homelander is the only good one.
Yeah,
But then they sow seeds, and by the end of season 1, you think, okay, maybe Homelander he's not fully evil, but he's definitely the kind of hero who's like, I get this thing done no matter the cost, right?
Yeah, no.
because so
But then season
No.
2 onwards, I'm
Right.
sorry, season 2
Yeah,
onwards, he's full blown villain.
Okay.
No.
because right now it just shows
I don't
that
know how
he's
you
a
guys
shady.
see that.
No, because right now so far it just shows that he's just a shady character. He hasn't done nothing like that.
In season 1, he is right. In season
Yeah.
1, they do build it that way.
Yeah, that he's
until the
more
last
shady.
last episode. That's when you find out that, oh no, he's
right.
villain.
But like I know he's gonna turn into like a villain. I just don't know at
Yeah.
what point he turns he goes full blown villain.
Well, technically, he hasn't really full blown even now,
Uh-huh.
but he has done certain things which shows you that he's 1 day away. He's like the Joker, very famous dialogue.
Okay,
You're
yeah.
1 bad day away from being me.
Right,
That's how he
right.
says to Batman. So it is that dynamic.
What episode does he sleep with himself with? He does that at one point, right?
I think that's
Yes, he
season
does.
season 2. That's
two?
season 2.
He sleeps with. I saw like a clip of that, and I'm like, what is going on here?
No, he doesn't do it, but the character who's opposing him shapeshifts himself into.
Okay, I
and
figured
implies that, Homelander.
If that's what you want, I'll do it.
Yeah,
for
if
you.
that's what you want. If this is the only thing that gets you off, then I'll do this too.
I would love to see that.
But then he doesn't do it. What do you mean you'd love to see that?
As a joke, like to laugh
Right.
at it the entire time.
The scene right after that is
It's
not good.
not
It's not
good.
good.
Yeah,
It's
no.
not good.
I'll check it out. That's funny.
But yeah.
Yeah. Awkward silence again.
But yeah.
Again, this is
Any-
the first one.
No, we had one right before this conversation.
Which is why I brought up the Oscars.
To
To pivot.
Oh, okay.
Why do you,
Yeah.
yeah, I do these podcasting
But is
things.
there any movies you guys want to talk about? Like, is nothing you guys are
I
into?
haven't. Let me look at my
Movie-wise?
letterbox.
Her letter. Okay.
Hello.
Your letterboxd. What about you? You know what?
You have
What's your
Letterboxd?
top 5?
My top 5
Yeah.
movies to watch?
Your top 5 movies. Like
Yeah.
do you have a letterbox?
No.
But
You
okay,
should.
let's say you
Also, the
did.
answer's easy.
What will be on your top 5?
Like, this
Yeah.
is just like in general, like all over. Because I'm
Oh, like
actually
it's-
I actually don't rank movies, to be honest.
You don't rank movies?
I don't rank movies like that. Like, if I like it, I'll go back to it. That's how I know it's good. But I won't.
Okay.
I don't have like a top
What's-
5.
What's your top 5?
What's my top 5?
Mariana? Yeah, what's your top 5?
That I have on my letterbox.
No, like
Or
just in general.
just in general. I'm not the biggest rewatcher movie, right? But I would.
To be honest, me either. Yeah.
But I would say I think there's one movie. I always talk about it. This would be my favorite movie, even though I haven't watched it in a while. It's called Paddleton. Not to be confused with the bear movie.
Oh,
Oh.
Every time I have to say this, I always have to be like, it's not the bear movie. It's not Paddington. It's Paddleton. It's a Netflix original. It's a Ray Romano, I think. It's with Ray Romano and what's
you
his
know-
name?
Paddleton.
Paddleton.
I'm
It's on
thinking-
Netflix. It's
I'm
about
thinking of Bridgerton for some reason.
it's about
That's
these
good too.
two friends. One of them discovers they have cancer, and it's about dealing with that. It's a very slow-paced movie, and it's
Ah.
really good. And it's heartbreaking. Cinematography is amazing. I think
yeah.
dialogue is really good. It's not big action. It's really slow-paced.
So that's your favorite of all time?
It's my
okay.
favorite of all time. It's incredibly a Netflix original movie.
Okay.
Then
Wait, we could go back and forth. What's
Okay.
your favorite of all time?
It's a movie called A Ghost Story. I say it every time someone asks me. It is not for people who don't like silent films. It's actually very slow
it's a
paced. It is silent, but they
Oh,
have
they both like slow paced.
Yeah.
it's silent, but it has words. I guess it's
My
not.
ADD can never.
It's very little dialogue.
Yes,
basically.
very little dialogue,
Right.
and it's just really pretty to watch.
Really.
Some shots are a little unnecessarily long,
Mhm.
but overall, I think it's a really pretty movie. So
No movie I
that's my
like?
favorite.
Donnie Darko.
Oh my god! Don't even get me
Dark-
started on
Really?
Donnie
You
Darko.
like
I
Donnie
love
Darko?
Donnie Darko.
That's my favorite movie. If I had
That's
to
your
say
favorite of all time?
of all time,
Like number 1?
no, I wouldn't say number 1.
Top
Okay.
5.
Top 5 maybe.
What's your number 1 then? That's her number 1 was
I
Ghost
don't
Story.
know. That's the thing with me about movies. I don't categorize movies like that. If I like it, I remember about it.
So you don't have a number 1.
I don't have a number 1.
You don't have something that got you into writing for movies or like into film? There's like not even that?
That's a hard
No, to be
question to
honest.
honestly,
Yeah, I don't know what got me into.
No, I meant for him because he's saying he doesn't have one. So I was like, okay, maybe something inspired him. Maybe that could be his number 1.
I don't know, honestly. Oh, you know what movie I really liked everything about? Southpaw with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh,
The boxing movie.
I have yet to watch that. It's
You
on my
haven't
list.
watched
It's
it?
on my list.
If you want to talk about good storyline and good writing, Southpaw. Really good at that.
what's yours, Issa?
Interstellar.
Interstellar.
Number one of all time.
That would have been my top 5 right there.
I grew up science nerd, science kid, and that's the one science
I
movie.
can't watch space movies to give
That's
me
the
existential
one-
crisis.
No, but it's also very sad, but very like.
That's the one movie, the one science movie that actually led to a real life scientific
Discovery.
like discovery.
Yeah.
Without it, we wouldn't have a picture of a black hole in 2016.
That's
So
true.
I can't not give it that credit. You know what I mean? So it's my number 1 of all time.
It is
I've
3
seen
hours long, but
I've seen it twice for every year that it's come out from. So I make it a tradition. One time in the summer, one time in the winter.
I mean, okay, I
that's
don't
what
watch
do.
it that many times.
Yeah, I've seen that
I've
movie.
watched it like 5 times since it came out. But
haven't
I
seen
remember
it at
every
all.
detail.
I've seen 8 times, and then I was very lucky. I never saw it in theaters because when it did come out,
It
I
was,
was not-
so great in theaters. I wish I could have that first experience again.
which is why
Yeah.
last year I was in India and they were celebrating the release of Oppenheimer. Indians love Christopher Nolan. Okay,
Okay.
so they were celebrating Oppenheimer's release by a week long of re-release of every single Nolan movie in theaters.
Right, right.
So I got to watch it in IMAX,
Oh my gosh.
complete. And I was just like, I thought I went to it. I had seen it like 6 times before this.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, it's not gonna be that different.
Right.
I walked out of the theater with goosebumps. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I missed this the first time.
Screen, yo, with all the noise. Insane, man.
And then a week later, Oppenheimer, I saw it in 70mm IMAX, and I was like, okay, never mind, this is good too.
The only time I saw Oppenheimer was on Twitter because someone posted the movie for free. So I watched it on Twitter.
No, that doesn't count. That doesn't count.
You know, I was gonna do Barbenheimer. I was gonna be like, yeah, let me do that.
I did that. Yeah.
And then I watched Barbie, and I was like, don't. What you gonna say?
The Barbie movie was good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It was good.
I dressed up. I fully dressed up for the. This was the first time I ever sewed. I sewed a full dress from scratch to go watch.
What? For Barbie?
That's it.
To go
That's
watch
insane.
Barbie.
Oh, love.
That's dedication.
Because I love Barbie.
I like that.
I love Barbies growing up, and I was really excited for this part. I love Margot Robbie. I love Barbies.
Who
This
doesn't
was
love
the best
Margot
of both worlds.
The only thing I did was wear a polo with like a little neckerchief. I did that to go watch it because I was supposed to be Ken.
Oh, well, I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
How does that make sense?
Because Ken has a neckerchief sometimes.
Because yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Not
I'm
my
thinking
Ken.
like a bow tie.
No.
Not my Ken. My Ken has shorts and is shirtless.
And nothing else.
And no hair.
She might as well put a beard on
And
it
it's
and be
bald
like
in the
Pedro
back.
Pascal. Put a
It's a
little
mustache.
Put
No,
a little
imagine a
mustache
Pedro
and put
Pascal
the
Ken doll.
scruff.
Would you have that?
Say it again.
A Pedro Pascal Ken doll?
I would.
I think she already does.
I think she already.
No, I
She
don't.
made her own.
She made her own. She sued a whole.
So the whole dress.
the whole
You think
dress,
I
so
won't
you
sew
think
a
she can
whole
make a-
voodoo doll of Pedro
Yeah.
Pascal?
Voodoo doll is crazy.
voodoo doll, 100%.
No, I
Yeah.
didn't.
No, one thing I liked
W
about the
tactic.
Barbie movie was that it was actually serious. Like it had a serious theme instead of just being like a kid thing.
I think it was a well balanced movie.
Yeah.
I think it was very well balanced with
Because
the
it was
messaging
cute
as
and
well.
funny a lot of times, but most of the
I
time
think-
it had like a nice theme going on.
Barbie?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
Barbie.
Barbie was good.
Yeah.
I think it wasn't this whole, like, it was important
Yeah.
Mhm.
for the basis of, womanhood and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think a
Well,
lot
for
of
what it
people.
was trying to say.
I
Yeah,
think a
for
lot
what
of
it
people
was.
wanted Barbie to be this like super ultra feminist. It was gonna solve all the issues of the world.
I think
it's
if-
not gonna do
But
that.
if they went that route, it wouldn't have been well received.
Right.
It wouldn't have been.
and
Wow.
it wasn't.
And it was
gonna
already
do that.
controversial too.
It wasn't gonna do that. I know a lot of people wanted to make this like, oh, Barbie wasn't feminist enough. Barbie was just like superficial feminist, and it's like because we all gotta start somewhere.
Right.
I'm sorry, we all got.
No, but I actually disagree with that. I when I walked out of the theater, there was some messaging in there.
Issa's gonna talk about feminism.
No. I'm talking about the movie.
feminism.
I'm joking, Issa.
How dare I?
I dare.
But when I walked out of that theater, there was some messaging in there which I thought they were not going to touch. And I was so happy that they touched.
I know.
Especially the motherhood aspect of it all.
You know, I watched
I
that
really
with my
thought-
mother in theaters.
Yeah.
It was the first movie first and only movie
I watched it with my
ever,
mom too.
ever watched here in America.
Mhm.
My mom doesn't know English, barely knows English, so she never watched movies in theaters because that she wouldn't
It
know.
doesn't work.
Right.
Yeah.
But it was the only movie that I watched with my mother here in America, in theaters, and it was a really like
Yeah.
kind of like I cried.
I watched it with my mom and my sister, and that's the thing of it.
I watched it by myself.
You watched it by yourself.
Yeah.
What a weirdo. What a weirdo.
You wanna speak about watching movies by yourself? Yeah, I won't tell you whose movies I watch by myself. Because
Okay.
Ah.
All right.
No, I'm not talking about.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not being
My bad, my
weirdo.
bad, my bad.
I'm not being
Sure,
weirdo. No.
Sure.
I was talking about if I had $1 for every time I went to watch a Pedro Pascal movie by myself in
Okay.
theaters, I'd have $2, which
We-
isn't a lot, but it's.
But it's weird that it's happened twice.
Yes.
If it is weird, but it's happened twice.
I said it first.
$2 and wrinkled fingers.
Oh,
Okay,
dude.
listen. Whoa.
I would not just.
Bleep. We're gonna bleep that out. Cut that out.
Like it be like that.
No, but what I was about to say was I watched it with my mom and my sister, and there was some messaging in there which I thought they would never touch. Because again, going into it, I thought it was gonna be the super feminist thing, which is what people are expecting from it, right? So I was like going into it, I was like, okay, they're probably not gonna touch on this thing and that thing, but then they did a wonderful job of addressing motherhood and this that. And my mom, this is what my mom said, and to quote her. And she's not an avid like movie watcher, and she's definitely somebody who doesn't really like think too deeply about films. But this film hit her in a way that I never thought would hit her.
I could see that.
And she came out of it and she was like, "I love that this movie has come out and is addressing the fact that one of the most important stages of womanhood is also motherhood. It's not something you should sideline.
Right.
It is crucial to the woman experience, whether you are a mother or not." It is still crucial because you know somebody who's a mother. You know somebody who is around you who has gone through the tribulations of being mother. Right. And then my mom, she's heavy into science as well. and she brought up the fact that when somebody is pregnant, the brain itself restructures itself. Like the motherly instinct is not just an instinct that just comes about.
Right.
Your brain spends those 9 months rebuilding itself
Rewiring.
to have an actual motherly instinct. It's a physical
Interesting.
new portion of your brain that's like updated, pretty much. You get a
So
software
explaining this
update.
to women, how the women
And-
body works.
That's not what I'm trying to do.
No, but I know
But
what you
it's,
mean.
yeah. So and then my mom was like, "Oh, that's a real thing." And then when she brought that up, and she was like, "So that whole thing between the mother and daughter, and then the whole thing about the creator of Barbie and those conversations that they have." She was shocked by the depth of that conversation because she was like, you know, it's a very well written scene. It's very
Yeah, once that
well-written
movie got
thing.
like super existential at one point,
I
was
think,
like,
but
damn,
I think
this
that
is
was
so-
important. For
It
the
was
film.
important though, but it was
I think if they didn't do that, then they would have lost pretty much even the superficial
right.
feminism that it's claimed for.
Like, I wish
But
I
I
had
don't
to
think
show
it was
up to the crime.
superficial. I don't think it was. I think it was good enough. I think it was deep
I
enough.
think it was,
was pretty
good,
good.
especially if you think about it. It's not too heavy that a lot of little girls can watch it, right? But it's
That
still,
too,
they
yes.
can still get the
message
main
of it.
message of the
Yeah.
movie, right? It's important, and especially like, for example, that moment where Barbie first comes to the real world, and she's, for the first time she's feeling shame.
Mm-hmm.
That's how 13-year-old girls feel.
Yeah.
The first time that you start realizing that your body's changing,
Yeah.
and now that grown men who are old enough to be your father are now looking at you in a way that you've never noticed before.
Right.
That's how Barbie felt, and that's
Mhm.
you know that's a real feeling that you go one day you walk out of the door with a crop top, which before there was no problem, and now all of a sudden people are looking at you a little different. People are starting. That feeling that Barbie felt, we as girls, most of us have felt. And seeing Barbie, if you're a 13-year-old girl or a 12-year-old girl, and you see Barbie feeling this, and you're like, you start feeling like you're not alone.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah, this feeling, it sucks that it happens, and I understand that at the end Barbie tries to be, like, oh well, in Barbie land everything got resolved,
Mhm.
even though in real life nothing
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
still like the main message for 13-year-old girls. That's so important. It's not that you don't have to be like philosophical level of feminism.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
basic level, and it's okay because it is a movie for kids. It is a movie for teenage girls.
Yeah. It was. It was.
Yeah. But the important thing is that I think they made sure to give that little message out there at least. They're like something to like stick with them for a bit, So when they grow up, they think back at it and they're like, oh shit, maybe they had a point,
There was actually a lot of messaging in that film.
It was a
that
lot.
I was impressed by. But yeah, it was a good film.
It was
Good
a good film. This happens every time we stop.
I think we're over time, right? Or no?
A little bit, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
we can go on for like 10 more minutes and we'll call it a day.
Okay.
Yeah, so Angie, you got 10 minutes to say something. Yeah, Angie. What?
I'm gonna.
Well, wait a minute.
For the last 10 minutes, I'm gonna sub in Will. I have a class to get to.
Okay. We're doing a tag thing.
He's a good talker too.
We're gonna tag him in, right?
We only have 10 minutes.
Yeah. Make it a good 10 minutes.
Welcome, Will.
Welcome, Will. Issa had to go. Sorry, Issa.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, no problem.
Thank you.
You'll be back.
I'm the replacement. So, don't miss him too much.
You guys are gonna love his deadpan humor.
Humor?
Yeah, I mean,
What did you say?
his dead.
Nothing.
I was making sure. I thought I heard something.
What's your favorite movie?
It changes, but for right now, I think Jaws.
Jaws, like the original.
Yeah, the original 1975.
Oh snap! Look at that.
I used to watch it a lot when I was a kid with my dad, and every time I rewatch it, I kind of just love it more and more.
Really? You like the practicality of it, or is it?
Yeah, the practical effects, the cinematography. The last third act is amazing. Probably my favorite third act of any movie I've seen.
I haven't seen that in a while. That movie.
You gotta rewatch.
You have never seen it?
I
what?
seen it once
You've seen
when
it
I
once.
was younger, so I have it rated a 2-star on my letterbox. But apparently that's super
2
controversial.
star.
It's super controversial
Two
to everyone
star.
who says it.
It's brutal.
So
What,
I'll
Jaws?
yeah.
I've never watched Jaws.
So I'll
Never.
rewatch
Never.
it again, and I'll see if it really is.
Watch
a
it together with
4-star.
her,
Yeah, we can
and I
watch
want
it
to see you
together.
guys come up with a rating because I know she's
and then
gonna.
we
have
both
it.
put
I
one.
will,
Yeah.
I will
It'll be a
also
half
be
She goes
there
from 2 to
as,
1.
just for an excuse for me to watch it again.
No.
That should be the next
I'm not
film,
the,
film
it's
club
'cause
meeting thing.
I'm not the biggest
Just don't
horror
watch
fan.
any-
I also
any
I'm not
Jaws
a
movie
fan
after
of
one.
Really?
Stop.
like
Just don't do it.
animals.
It's not good for you.
So like
Especially-
Jurassic Park or
Yeah.
Jurassic
neither.
Park.
Like I'm not a fan of those types of movies, so
Really?
I didn't. I also never liked sharks either, so
Really?
sharks really scared me.
Sharks are cool, you know.
I swam with
No.
one once
Around.
when I was in Costa Rica.
Say it one more. You
I-
swam with one? See,
Yeah,
I would rather.
They have
I
like
can't
a
say that
net
online,
though,
but-
so you don't really get that close to them. But like you get close enough, and they'll be like they'll knock the head up a little bit.
But you have a cut, and then what happens?
huh?
You have a cut, and then what
It's
happens?
not gonna.
Dinner time.
Well, no, it doesn't work like
It's
that.
scary.
Yeah, it's dinner time. What do you mean?
Yeah,
But
I
yeah.
can't do sharks or anything. So I'll rewatch Jaws again, and we'll see if.
I mean, it's definitely like one of those watches. It's in a custom watch. Like you have to kind of. It's whether you like it or you don't, type of thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
then she does
Yeah.
clearly.
I'll rewatch it again because I haven't seen it since I was
You better
little.
watch it again.
No, now I won't watch it again. But
'Cause
I'm
he
gonna,
said so.
I'm gonna watch it again now.
you do
Actually.
that.
Yeah.
You should force him to watch it.
You know,
See,
should.
I would have did it on my own, but then he said watch it, and now I'm not going to.
Because a man told you to.
No.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yo, that's so funny.
That was bad.
Wow.
Yeah, that was not funny.
Yeah,
Little
yeah.
hee hee ha ha.
The yapper of the group is gone. That's
I know. What clubs are you in?
what clubs am I in?
Yeah.
I don't know anymore because I haven't showed up to
Damn.
any this
Oh.
semester. Because
You're not
I'm in the Alpha Club, which is like the Latino club,
Mm-hmm.
which I haven't showed up to in a couple months. I haven't showed up to y'all's in a couple months.
A couple?
I mean, I have been busy, man. I do other things too, you know.
I don't even. What was the last
What do
time
you
you were
do?
there?
Yeah.
Huh?
What are other things? Say one thing.
Go home and sleep?
I do scripts. I write my own scripts. I have
Yeah,
like,
why aren't you doing that in club?
huh?
Yeah,
Why
you
aren't you
can
doing
write.
that in
You
club?
can come to club and write there.
I know, but I
Girl,
don't
he
go.
does not want to come.
I-
It's okay.
I have a house.
And we'd rather you admit. It's because we'd rather
Why
you
would-
admit.
He's like,
it's
I don't wanna hang out.
y'all, I don't want to hang out with you guys. You guys
No,
are
it's not
annoying.
that I don't want
Then
to.
you'd be like-
because I like hanging out with y'all, but it's just like, I have other things to do too, so I just, prioritize.
That's fine.
Unfortunately,
Yeah, that's fine.
The bed?
Huh?
You prioritize the bed?
Yeah, I prioritize.
I mean, I would prioritize the bed too.
Dinner.
I mean,
Okay, whatever.
Nah.
whatever.
I'll probably be there next week though.
No, you say that every time. I'm
I
not. You know what?
will.
I'm not expecting you
Yeah,
anymore.
okay.
It's over.
Oh yeah, we got real mad the first day because you said you were gonna be there and then you had better things to do. I guess.
Not the better thing.
It was literally 10 minutes afterwards, and you said, "Yeah, I'm gonna be there. Don't worry about it."
Here's the thing. No, the film club thing. I didn't realize the film club ended. Not the film club. The
Club fair?
Fair.
club fair. I didn't realize that it ended at the time it did. So when I realized that it was like 2:30 already, by the time it ended, I was like, still got to get something to eat. I still wanted to record an episode that same day too. By the time I was done, it was already like 3 something. I'm like, I'm going to show up. I have class in like 10 minutes. So there was really no point on me going anymore.
Well, don't come anymore. Lauren.
I'm officially like
Yeah,
exiled.
now you're gone.
Exiled from
But
film club.
I do want
We
to-
actually have a photo of you in the club room with
You
the
have the
ex.
security outside of the
Yeah,
front.
and like, do not let this man in.
it's actually a wanted poster.
A wanted
Yeah.
poster.
No, we don't want him. That's why. It's not.
It's an unwanted poster.
Yeah.
Damn. Now I'll show up. I'll try to show up.
Well, next week we
You
are
won't show up.
filming our.
It's okay.
Yeah, we know
You're
you
not
won't.
gonna come, but
Oh, sorry. You can finish.
I would love to see the scripts that you have written.
I have like 5 scripts
I
written.
am a harsh critic, as someone mentioned earlier, that I am the best apparently on campus. Now I don't want to toot my own horn or anything,
Right.
But she's good.
but I'm great.
Nah, I mean, I bet you
Oh.
are, to be honest.
So
Because
I would love to
Yeah.
read and criticize, and I will be extra harsh because you don't come to club anymore.
I know. Here's the thing, though, right? I will say one thing. I'm not expecting you not to be, harsh, but don't be so hypercritical either. Like small details, I don't care for. I'll do them anyways.
See, I won't.
Yeah, but like, if it's just anything small that's just like doesn't make a difference, you could spare me that at least.
He's just gonna hand over the script. She's gonna throw it out. immediately.
Yeah,
She's
she's
like,
gonna throw it
"I
out
don't
regardless.
do it
She's like,
again."
oh, really? How about that?
Yeah, don't worry. I'll read it.
If it's like an actual thing that could like affect the whole movie that you think is bad, then I'll hear that out.
But what if it's a small thing, but I still think it's bad and unnecessary?
If it's unnecessary, you can tell me too.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
As long as like, for example, if the thing is like right here and you want it here, don't tell me that.
But that's for a script? What are you talking
But I'm
about?
just saying, like, if you read it that it's on the left side and you prefer it on the right, I'm like,
Bro.
that doesn't matter.
No,
Yeah.
she will criticize it.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, just because you told me no. So I will.
All right, I'll show it to you. But I have like 5 scripts ready, and that's why I want to start filming.
are they mostly horror?
They're all horror, yeah,
Okay.
because that's like my go-to.
And you're gonna
I do
act
have
them
one.
yourself?
I do have one script, but I'm turning that into like a manga comic book kind of thing.
What did you just say?
No, because it's something
a manhwa.
manhwa. There you go.
Yeah.
What is that?
A manhwa is just kind of.
It's a Korean version of a manga.
Yeah.
For webtoon.
For webtoons,
Okay, you're
yeah.
gonna do it for
that's the
webtoon?
biggest
Yeah.
publisher.
You know, I tried to do a webtoon with my best friend, and because I can't draw and she can,
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Well, you can draw.
oh, really?
not enough to do a webtoon.
Well,
But I tried to do
I
it
was trying to give you
with
some
my
credit.
best friend, and she ended up, she ghosted me about it because of some things that I can't say on air.
Okay.
Damn. But I'm trying to do one too because the first script I did for a script class, I did like a superhero kind of thing, and I'm like, this be a great comic book. Like this be a great like.
I did one too.
Really?
Yeah.
So I have mine's based like in Incan mythology, like South American.
I
Incan.
remember this.
You remember, right? Yeah,
Yes.
I told you. So that's gonna be like my deal. So I'm gonna make that into like a manhwa first, and then if it gets picked up, it'll be an animation, and y'all can catch it on Crunchyroll.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Well, actually, no, I'm rooting on your downfall. But
I'll be there. I'll
Thank
give
you,
it. I'll
thank
give
you.
it a
See,
like.
Will got my back.
you have one, but there's two, so
Yeah.
I know.
find
But
someone
she's gonna
else.
do whatever you say.
No,
Well-
I have my own thoughts and feelings, and I hate you just as much as she does. not equally. We're not together in our hate. We are combined.
It's more
Combined.
powerful.
Well, I'll make 2 accounts.
Yeah.
I'll
I'll
cancel
make
it.
4.
Okay, never mind. I'm not doing that much. I give up. They got me.
That's all right. That's funny. All right, guys. I think we can call it a day. So thank you, Angie. Thank you, Mariana. Thank you,
for
Issa.
having us.
Even though Issa's long gone, Will subbed
Good
in though.
riddance.
Thanks for good riddance. Thank you, Will, too, for stepping in. And yeah, so I hope we get to do this again. You guys were pretty fun to talk to, even though you roasted me for half of it.
Sorry.
Sorry. And yeah, we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.
This has been a production of the Essex County College Podcast Club. Copyright 2024, all rights reserved.